Hey there, welcome. Have you ever been reading a job description or a tech article and stumbled across the words Unix and Linux and thought, wait, are those the same thing? Are they different? Which one even matters today? You're not alone. A lot of people confuse these two. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, how they're different, and why it matters to you as someone stepping into the world of technology. Let's get started. Let's travel back in time, all the way to the late 1960s. Inside the labs of AT&T Bell Labs in New Jersey, a group of brilliant engineers had a big problem. The computers of that era were huge, expensive, and each one ran a completely different operating system. Writing software for one machine meant it wouldn't work on another. This was a massive headache. So these engineers thought, what if we built one OS that could run on many machines? And that idea became the seed for something legendary. In 1969, engineers Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie at Bell Labs created a new operating system. They called it Unix. Now, the name is often written in all capital letters, U-N-I-X. Unix was brilliant for its time. It was written in the C programming language, which itself was invented alongside Unix, and that made it incredibly portable. You could take the source code, compile it for a different machine, and boom, Unix would run on it. This was revolutionary. For the first time, the OS could travel across different hardware. So, what made Unix so special? Think of Unix like a well-designed Swiss Army knife. It had a simple, clean philosophy. Do one thing and do it well. It introduced concepts we still use today, like the file system tree, piping commands together, user permissions, and the terminal shell. These ideas became the DNA of modern operating systems. Almost every OS you use today, Mac OS, Linux, Android, has Unix's fingerprints somewhere on it. Unix didn't just change computing, it defined the rules that everyone else followed. Fast forward to 1991. A young Finnish computer science student named Linus Torvalds was frustrated. He was using a small teaching OS called Minix, but it had too many restrictions. He couldn't modify it freely. So Linus did what any brilliant, determined programmer would do. He built his own OS from scratch. He called it Linux. And here's the iconic moment. He posted on an internet forum saying, "I'm doing a free operating system. Just a hobby, won't be big and professional." That hobby, it went on to power the internet, stock markets, and space missions. Now, here's a key thing to understand. Linux was heavily inspired by Unix. Linus Torvalds wanted to build something that behaved like Unix. Similar commands, similar structure, similar philosophy. But here's the critical difference. Linux was written entirely from scratch. It didn't use a single line of Unix code. So Linux is Unix-like, meaning it looks and feels similar, but it is not Unix. Think of it like this. Unix is the original recipe. Linux is a chef who studied that recipe and cooks something very similar, but entirely their own creation. Let's talk about the biggest difference between Unix and Linux, and that's ownership and cost. Unix is proprietary software. That means it's owned by a company, and you have to pay for a license to use it. The source code? You can't see it. You can't modify it. It's like a black box. Linux, on the other hand, is completely open source. The source code is publicly available. Anyone can read it, modify it, improve it, and distribute their own version. This single difference changed the entire trajectory of computing and opened the doors for millions of developers worldwide. Let's look at some real examples of Unix systems you might have heard of. Solaris, developed by Sun Microsystems, now owned by Oracle, that's Unix. HP UX from Hewlett-Packard, Unix. IBM's AIX, Unix. And here's a fun one, macOS. Yes, Apple's macOS is actually certified Unix. If you open a terminal on a Mac and type commands, you're using a Unix certified system. These Unix versions are typically found in large enterprises, banks, and research institutions where rock-solid reliability and vendor support are critical. They're powerful, but they come at a serious cost. Now let's flip to the Linux side. Where do you find Linux? Oh, everywhere. Your Android smartphone? It runs on the Linux kernel. Web servers? About 96% of the world's top servers run Linux. The cloud platforms, AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, all powered by Linux under the hood. Supercomputers. 100% of the top 500 supercomputers in the world run Linux. Stock exchanges, satellite systems, NASA rovers, Linux. Even smart TVs and routers often run a version of Linux. It went from a student's hobby project to the backbone of the entire modern internet. Let's talk about something called the kernel, because this is where things get really interesting technically. The kernel is the core of any operating system. Think of it as the engine of a car. It sits between your software and your hardware, managing memory, processing, and device communication. Unix has its own proprietary kernel. Linux has the Linux kernel, which is completely open source and maintained by thousands of contributors globally. The Linux kernel is updated frequently with improvements from Google, Intel, Red Hat, Samsung, and hundreds of independent developers. It's truly a community-built engine. Here's another important difference. Who controls the development? With Unix, a single company owns and controls everything. If Oracle owns your Unix, Oracle decides what gets updated, when it gets patched, and what features get added. You're dependent on them. With Linux, no single person or company owns it. The Linux Foundation oversees it, but development is driven by a massive global community. This means Linux evolves faster, gets patched quicker when vulnerabilities are found, and adapts to new hardware much sooner. The community is Linux's superpower. Now, you might be wondering, if Linux was inspired by Unix, do they share the same commands? And the answer is mostly yes. Both Unix and Linux use similar shell commands, things like ls to list files, cd to change directories, grep to search. These work the same way on both systems. This is because they both follow something called POSIX standards, a set of rules that define how Unix-like systems should behave. So if you learn Linux commands, you can largely navigate a Unix system too. The terminal experience feels very familiar across both. Let's talk about file systems. Both Unix and Linux organize files in a tree structure, starting from the root, represented by a /. So / is the very top of the tree. Under it, you have directories like /home, /etc., /var, /usr, and these exist on both systems. However, Unix systems like Solaris and HPUX may use their own specific file system formats. Linux supports a wide variety, ext4, xfs, btrfs, and more. Linux's flexibility in supporting multiple file systems is one reason it runs on everything from tiny embedded devices to massive enterprise servers. What about the graphical user interface, the GUI? Well, here's where things diverge quite a bit. Unix systems traditionally had minimal or highly specialized GUIs, often designed for specific use cases like engineering workstations. Linux, being open source and community-driven, has a huge variety of desktop environments. GNOME, KDE Plasma, XFCE, Cinnamon, each with its own look, feel, and features. You can customize Linux's appearance completely. This flexibility means Linux can look like Windows, look like Mac OS, or look like nothing you've ever seen before. Pure freedom of choice. Let's do a quick cost comparison, because this really matters. A commercial Unix license, like for Solaris or HPUX, can cost thousands of dollars per server. Large enterprises pay enormous licensing fees every year. Linux?
It's free. You can download Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, CentOS. Most Linux distributions cost absolutely nothing. Now, companies like Red Hat do offer paid support contracts for enterprise Linux, but the OS itself remains open source. This cost difference is one of the main reasons Linux exploded in the server and cloud world. Businesses saved millions by switching from Unix to Linux. Let's talk about portability, meaning what hardware can these systems run on. Unix was originally designed for specific hardware platforms. Solaris, for example, was built for SPARC processors. HP UX was tied to HP's Itanium hardware. Moving from one hardware vendor to another meant a painful migration. Linux, on the other hand, runs on virtually everything. x86, ARM, RISC v5, PowerPC, MIPS. Linux has been ported to all of them. It runs on desktop computers, servers, smartphones, Raspberry Pis, smart fridges, industrial robots, and even spacecraft. This extreme portability is one of Linux's greatest strengths. Now let's discuss security and updates. Both Unix and Linux take security seriously, but their approaches differ. Unix updates are controlled by the vendor. When a vulnerability is found, you wait for the vendor to release a patch, and that can sometimes take a while. With Linux, security patches can come from the community within hours of a vulnerability being discovered. Because the source code is open, thousands of security researchers are constantly reviewing it. This many eyes approach means vulnerabilities get found and fixed much faster. It's one of the reasons Linux is trusted for the most critical infrastructure on the planet. What about support? If you're running Unix in your company and something breaks, you call the vendor. Oracle, HP, IBM, and they send support. It's expensive, but highly structured. With Linux, support depends on what flavor you're using. If you use Ubuntu or Red Hat Enterprise Linux, you can pay for professional support. If you're using a free community distro, support comes from forums, documentation, and an incredibly active online community. Stack Overflow, Reddit, official documentation, YouTube tutorials. The Linux community is massive, generous, and genuinely helpful. You're never really alone when something breaks. Okay, let's bring it all together with a quick side-by-side comparison. Unix, born in 1969, proprietary, costs money, owned by corporations, runs on specific hardware, found in enterprise environments. Linux, born in 1991, open source, free, community-driven, runs on everything, found everywhere from your phone to the cloud. Both share similar philosophy, similar commands, and similar structure. Think of Unix as the wise elder, powerful, formal, and expensive. Think of Linux as the energetic, adaptable offspring, flexible, free, and absolutely dominating the modern tech world. So there you have it, Unix and Linux. Both amazing, both important, but very different in their ownership, cost, flexibility, and reach. If you're learning tech today, cloud computing, DevOps, cybersecurity, software development, Linux is where you need to start. It's the operating system that powers the world's infrastructure, and it's completely free to learn. Start with Ubuntu or Linux Mint, open a terminal, and start exploring. You've got this. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more beginner-friendly tech content, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy learning.